Hello everyone. Hello. Sorry you can't see my face. I wanted to get in as close as I could. This is Foo Fighters. Everlong, really easy song. You'll like this one, I think, if you like this kind of music. This song is in drop D. So you take this top string, the E string, and you're going to tune that down a full step. On your tuner, you'll see the little B. For those of you who are new, you hit that twice, so there's two of the little flat cymbals on there. And each one of those cymbals means you're tuning it down half a step on the guitar, which means when you play it, if you want whatever note, you actually have to go up 2 frets to actually hit that note. For instance, since I've got it tuned to drop D, if I wanted to play this E note on the 12th fret top string, I would actually have to play the 14th fret top string for the E, and the 12th fret would be a D note. Okay. Alright, so there's 2 guitars on this one. One is lightly distorted, and then it picks up distortion through the verses and it goes back in the middle of the song to the lightly distorted. And then there's one that's just heavily distorted the whole time, and that's the one I usually like playing. It's kind of fun. Now, basic chord progression is the same for both guitars. I'm just going to start out kind of alternating between this D note and this F sharp power chord. So that would be the 9th fret A string right here, and the 11th fret on the D string, just like that. I usually kind of mute, just kind of lightly touch the rest of the strings so you don't get any sound even if you accidentally hit them, like that. And you kind of want to play those 2 notes together and just kind of alternate between the D note and the power chord. Alright. Then he changes it to a B note. Since we tuned it down a half a step, instead of the 7th fret, you're going to have to play the 9th fret for the D note, but keep that other finger on the 11th fret on the D string and bar the A string with your index finger. And that's a really cool thing about playing in drop D. Let me grab my pick real fast. You get some pretty cool bar chord stuff by doing that. For instance, if you just bar those, that's a chord, and if you put, this is just general stuff, you don't do this in the song, but if you put your ring finger on the G string 2 frets up from your bar, that forms a chord. Okay, and then if you want, you could even put your pinky finger up 3 frets and that finishes the chord, but you wouldn't play the bottom string for that. Okay. But for Everlong, he's just going to kind of keep his, at least at the beginning, keeps his ring finger on that D string on the 11th fret. So it starts out with the D, D, then it goes down to a G note, which is the 5th fret top string. Normally G's 3rd fret, right? But instead we're going to have to play it on the 5th fret. And keep your ring finger 2 frets up on the 7th fret D string. And don't forget to bar the A string also. And he doesn't play that for as long, it's just sort of it's just part of the measure. You'll listen to the song and I'll play it for you in a minute. Now when you do it, like I said, you want to kind of just do downstrokes back here. And you really want to get to where you can sort of hit this note and these 2 together. Okay, and then when he goes to change chords, if you listen, especially the really distorted guitar, he just kind of lets everything go and plays these open strings with an upstroke. Okay, if you know the song, you know what I'm talking about. But he's going to come in with this kind of really kind of vibe. If you play the top string 4th fret open string on the A string and then the D string on the 4th fret, and don't touch the other 3, just those top ones, you get that really nasty sounding guitar chords, really cool. So technically that's sort of like a D. The D, he's doing the F sharp up there. Alright, because this is an F sharp note, the 4th fret. Okay, so he's going to hit that. He's going to come up here and he's just going to hit that B note, just like the other guitar. out of tune, but that's okay. I'll play the full song for you in a little bit. Probably have to put that on an extra video so I can upload it. Okay, so the hard part of this one is when he starts playing these harmonics. So if you're not familiar with it, anytime you play, and mostly these are done on the A string and the G string. If you notice and you know the notes on the guitar, any note you play, I'm just going to pick this one because that's how it starts. On the 4th fret A string, if you go down 2 strings to the G string and up 2 frets is always the same note if you're in a standard tuning. That's the same note. Okay, so that's what we call a harmonic. Now when you do that, you want to kind of don't push down on this D string here, but let your index finger kind of rest on it. That way you can't hear it. It's muted. Okay, so you can strum it, and usually what I try to do is I take my index finger and kind of put it up against this top string also, so you get kind of a muted sound there. And then the index finger, I don't bar those bottom 2 strings. I just kind of rest on them just like I'm doing the D string, and that way I can just strum the whole thing. I can hit all the strings, but you only hear 2 of them. And he's going to maintain this position. It looks like I'm using this finger, but I'm not. It's just 2 fingers, and I just kind of curl my pinky up underneath the guitar right here to get it out of the way. So it starts off, and I'm just gonna say the 4th fret here, because I'm gonna let my index finger guide me up the neck when he does this. But remember, he's gonna go 4, 5, 7, 9, and then 10 to 12. Okay, I'll do that again. 4, 7, 9. Excuse me. 4, 5, 7, 9. 10 to 12. Okay, that 10 to 12 is he's just going to slide it up. Definitely make sure you're playing that last one, otherwise it's not going to sound like what he's doing. All right, so here it is. And notice how I let it go and kind of hit those open strings. That allows you to get to the next part a little faster, and you're going to have to do a downstroke to hit that. That's the kind of the tricky part of this song, is that little rhythm during the chorus. Alright, so all together it sounds like this. Okay. He does that twice, and then on the 3rd time, so what he's doing there is just playing a B power chord. Kind of let go of it, go into the G after that, okay? Then he's going to play a D full chord, but you're going to be able to play that top string because it's a D note, so you get a really cool, a deeper sound of that D. And the rhythm, you know, if you just watch my hand back here, okay, you got to kind of hit that downstroke a little quicker than you're maybe feeling like you should when you start off playing this one. Now, so again, the rhythm here, just watch my rhythm hand here. faster than that. It's hard for me to slow it down a whole lot more. I'll mess it up. Alright, so he plays that, and then on that last little part, instead of going back to the B up here on the 7, he's going to land on, he plays a D chord, like a measure less, and then he's going to go to the, I guess that's the A chord, the A power chord. Okay, and then it's back to the G after that. So, all together. Just goes right back into the rhythm there, and remember it's that other guitar that's playing that you can play that. I guess that sounds pretty good. Maybe I'll start doing that. Okay, so the only other thing is, you know, after he plays that second chorus, that guitar 1, that heavily distorted guitar, I guess it's guitar 2, he just stops playing right there. So you have to, when what I do is I just put my hand over the strings there, and I put my palm hand back here, just completely mute it. That's how you get a really good cut the sound off quickly without any, you know, stuff like that. I play with a lot of compression, by the way. That's how you get that sound. Okay, really good for like pinch harmonics and stuff. Alright, so the only part to it after that, you know, he does a little intro thing again, and then back to these harmonics. He's going to do kind of 3, and it runs up the neck, and then he's going to go straight to that B chord right there on the 9th fret. So it sounds like this. And then it's just the same thing from there on. And then at the very end on that G chord, he just plays it longer. Okay, but you can always listen to the full version of the song to kind of get that part of the rhythm. So the biggest things here is just make sure you keep playing. Okay, if you mess up, keep playing. Eventually you'll quit messing up. Make sure you practice your palm muting. I palm mute most. He plays it open on that main guitar, other than the little intro riff at the beginning with the first guitar. He's doing this. I like playing when I do it. I like using some right hand muting, and if you put your palm over the back of the bridge and just barely come over the top of it, that's how I like to do it. If you mute it way up here, you don't get a good sound out of it. So the further back you can mute it, the better. And I like to play the palm mute through the whole song. And then one more time for that last part. Really, that's like the hardest part, those harmonics. So watch this hand this time, going up the guitar. It's a little tricky at the end. Remember, I let go and play some open notes in that key there. So. And then when he's after that little break in the song, and he's going to do that 3 times in a row, it does change the rhythm down here on the end. You kind of stick on that last part instead of going where I play that open, and then I'm going down to the A chord. So it's just a. It looks like I'm playing all of those strings, but I'm not. I'm just barring those top ones. But remember, if you want to get more sound of it, I tend to say on an electric guitar, you don't want to ever play more than 3 strings at a time. That's my philosophy. But if you wanted to, you could. Like at the very end, I'll do that when he's just playing that G chord. I'm out of tune is what's making it sound like that, but the reason you're able to do that is because this is a G note. Okay, this is a G note, and this one is part of the scale, is a D note. Alright, and more on that stuff later. If you don't know the notes yet, you can check out. I'll do a segment on like bar chords. That way you can look and try to learn the notes and how to do some improv stuff and write your own stuff. Alright, so if you have any questions, let me know. You can email me, put it in the comments on the video if you want. Really super easy song. Play with the music. Listen to the full video I'm going to put together without me yapping. You can probably learn more just by watching this one and listening along. Have fun.